Alright folks, welcome back to Game 2 of the finals here at Local Legends. In Game 1, Rutgers University took the first game over Paleo Tundra in convincing fashion, securing pretty good objectives and keeping the steamroll going for themselves from the very beginning. Now, we're on to Game 2, Rutgers University now on the blue side, Paleo Tundra on the red, and we're going to have bans coming out real quick. Nidalee, Jana, and Graves banned away by Rutgers University, and Gangplank, Gragas, and one more ban, yet to be decided, banned away by Paleo Tundra. Though they only have 4 or 5 seconds left, it's going to be Rek'Sai banned away.
Yeah, okay, so specifically last game, I don't want to look at the early game because both teams had solid early games. They had all the pressure they could really ask for from two really good junglers. The Rek'Sai, however, as a champion is just a little bit better. So they want to get rid of that, and they want to get rid of the Gragas too to really tap into the jungling champion pool and say, let's, show us what you got. With Nidalee and Graves being banned off the table, we really want to see what you can bring to us, beautiful Korean.
That just sounds so strange, like, as a sentence.
You know, I've said a lot of strange things on this cast already, so...
Alright, well, let's keep it going then. We've got the Cassiopeia locked in for Shrew, probably in that mid lane, and then followed up by a quick Karma.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Jhin. Now, there's no pressure in picking the Jhin because they already have the Lucian locked in and nobody's dumb enough to play Jhin mid. So you can save it for next round. You can pick it now. It doesn't matter.
Wow, ouch.
Beautiful Korean.
I was about to say, I play Jhin mid. Dude, really?
You play Jhin mid?
Yeah. Sometimes.
You are the one exception.
Jesus Christ. And the backpedaling begins furiously.
No. But in all seriousness, if you're gonna target ban the jungler, you have to understand what they play. We know this guy even plays Shaco. Like, of course he's gonna bring out something that can be very powerful, like the Lee Sin. So what are you going to do to answer? It does seem like there is an Olaf pick with that ghost being hovered.
Indeed. Looking to be a jungler here for Fadawan Finch. Potentially looks to be actually the Karma in the mid lane here for Ivier, with the Nami for Necrid in the bot lane. Nami Lucian a little less oppressive than the Karma Lucian, but by no means less strong. Double range support. Range supports with Lucian, always a good pick.
Well, Nami, as far as supports go, supporting supports, like the ranged ones such as Janna, Karma, Sona, Nami's probably the most oppressive in what she does, in enabling her AD carry to absolutely go ham. She's got the bouncing heal that can heal both her and her AD carry and damage two people if she gets close enough in the right proximity. That Tidecaller's Blessing does so much work with the added extra on hit damage. And for a Lucian who can just double tap that passive and get an extra auto off, that's going to be a ton of burst and a ton of sustain.
But can it live up to Noob Killer's Ribbon? We saw him play it earlier in the tournament against ABE, where they knocked them out of the standings. Once more heading towards that carry top laner, being like, bring it. You saw it. I can handle whatever you got to throw at me. And the Apple's picking that Thresh once again down there in the bot lane.
Yeah, now the Riven pick, you've already seen it multiple times this tournament. I don't think you want to pick the Gnar into the Riven, knowing that the Gnar can get snowballed on, and if Noob Killer goes off in another game, then you're kind of going to be kicking yourself for letting him have something that can actually absolutely trash you. You've seen he can handle Gnar. Now, the thing is, Echo is a much stronger pick against the Riven because he's got so much more outplay potential than the Gnar does. Gnar's kind of just a stun bot in that mega form, and that kind of keeps Riven off of him. But Echo, so much more mobility, is going to be able to adequately deal with this Riven, especially with the maybe we'll see a fervor into Triforce like we've been seeing in Korea on this Echo. So definitely something the top lane can deal with Riven.
Very true. That being said, we are going to click one right through. That's going to be the lock-ins for both teams. Let's run it down one more side. Rutgers University on the blue team. You've got Noob Killer on that Riven in the top lane. Beautiful Korean on Lee Sin in the jungle. Shrew on Cassiopeia in the mid lane. And then Strong Dog and Apples on Jin and Thresh in the bot lane. For Paleo Tundra, you've got Echo for Jun in the top lane. Olaf for Fadawan Fanch in the in the jungle. Ivier on Karma in the mid lane, and then Rekkari and Necrid on the Lucian Nami bot lane. But we are headed into Spectator Delay. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes on the Rift. All right, folks, welcome back to Game 2 of the finals.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far, most of everything in the early game is going to be your standard fan, making sure no funny business going on. You're gonna scout everything out in the river, make sure you know if they place any wards, if they get any vision, you'll know how to avoid that. You know, no, obviously in this meta there aren't going to be very many lane swaps. That's just how it is. Riot has specifically enforced that rule. For whatever reason, they like seeing standard lanes, so that's what it'll be today, standard lanes.
Yeah. Riot has a problem with lane swaps being the new meta, apparently. I don't think they mind it every so often, but when it's the thing everyone does all the time, well, it does kind of make for relatively unexciting gameplay, unless you're an analyst, and then it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
But trust me, as a play-by-play, there's a reason why Monty and Doa talk about movies for the first 5 minutes of every Korean game.
I mean, it's not just movies, let's be real. They have some really good skin ideas.
They do, actually. This is very true. That being said, here we go, helping out Korean in the jungle. Strong Dog and Apple's doing this out. It'll be the Smite coming in right there. Going to be able to pick up that one pretty quickly. Noob Killer versus Jun in the top lane with the Echo Ribbon. A much more mechanically...
intensive?
I was going to go with swingy, but that works too.
Yeah, it could go either way. Echo can definitely snowball on the Ribbon and has all of the utility and ability to do so as a champion. But Riven, if she can get the outplay, and that's the thing with Riven, she needs the outplay. But if she gets it, it's a hell of a lot of snowball from one champion. Pretty much unlike any other champion in the game, with the exception of maybe a Vayne.
Yeah, very few people can snowball as quickly as she does. But that being said, pretty even so far going through. Actually, not really. Jun has a bit of a mini wave built up. Able to get her to miss a couple last hits there in the top lane. That is going to pick up pretty quickly, though, once she gets that mini wave pushed to her tower.
Yeah, so Riven can start a freeze right here, force the Echo kind of into a bad situation. Lee Sin does normally start red, so there can be this gank going up top, but he does forego the red buff right now for a gank.
There goes Flash Play coming in. The Ward Hop comes right in. Neckrade going to take a ton of damage and fall right there. First blood goes to Apples. They're going to lay, like, you know, we did use the Ignite. We deemed this acceptable. You can have the kill.
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure they were trying to hand that over to Jin, but Jin has a fixed auto attack rate, and the Ignite just killed him too fast because Lee Sin could have autoed there, got the kill, maybe gone for an earlier warrior than he would have had without the kill, but it ends up, in the worst case scenario, being on Thresh.
Oh god, what a shame. That being said, he can come back with a couple more items. That's always good for support in the early game as well. New Killer getting a pretty good trade there with Jun in the top lane. Going to put Corrupting Potion versus double refillable potion stacks. A little bit more damage coming out of that longsword in the interim, but we'll see how it works out as Jun currently has level advantage because he's pushing that lane much harder.
Yeah, Corrupting Potion, obviously the start on Echo, allows him to get the mana regen that he needs in the matchup against Riven. The War of Attrition normally is won by manaless champions, as we see, but Echo, with the Corrupting Potion, isn't going to have too many mana problems.
Very true. Things evening out around the mark. 400 gold is basically just the difference in that first blood here between the two teams.
Yeah,
Here
just
comes
the
a
difference.
massive gank. Shrew forced to blow the flash as Necris and Fadawon roll through the mid lane. Avira going to get the snare out just in time to force the summoner as well.
Yeah, they saw Thresh going up into their jungle through a pink ward in the river, so they know, hey, there's this ward, and there are possibilities of these other three that could give a nice vision triangle. For bot side, they can keep, they can try and keep themselves from getting snowballed on and keep the snowball up with Lee Sin having a few returning ganks with superior vision. They snuffed that out real quick.
Indeed they do. Noob Killer going to push that wave in and walk slightly off to the left. Going to be able to get to that Tribush ward there. Korean going to back, probably going to pick himself up. There goes the Tracker's Knife as well. And a refillable potion to go along with it.
The only thing missing here is a ward around, in front of or behind the red buff. That way that Riven can be absolutely safe. There's pretty much no way for that to be a gank, but speaking of ganks.
Wow, Strong Dog makes it out with the lantern. Beautiful there from Apples to get him out. And very, very close.
Yeah, they started retreat. They have the lane pushed up. All of a sudden, Olaf walks in through Tribrush. as we see some trading in the top lane.
Indeed.
Olaf walks, and once again, he's going to return gank and try and go wrap back around, but Lee Sin meets him there. So you can see the bottom lane is what's really important, but there it is. Riven can get the drop on the Echo, but Echo has more than enough outplay potential in his kit, and now the health bar goes in the advantage of Jun here.
Yeah, the Chrono Break used quite well. Dodges out the Blade of the Exile and the Wind Slash as Riven doesn't quite manage to land it. But here comes some damage on Devere. Twin Fangs popping quite nicely.
Yeah, Twin Fangs are nice with the update at the mid-season for mages. Cassio is a lot better as far as sustaining. As long as you're landing poison on minions, she'll get healing. She doesn't have to wait for those stacks anymore to get the healing on her Twin Fangs. She just immediately has it. So, going to be able to sustain up just nicely, especially against a Catalyst Karma.
Indeed. Things are going pretty well here, though, for Rutgers University. They are about 1,000 gold ahead. Which is a little bit more than they had, grown over time through advantages in assists and a little bit more minion farm as well here and there.
A lot of chunk damage coming out on this cast, but like I said, she can recall. She has that sustain if she decides to stay. But once again, junglers visiting this bottom lane. They look like they just want to camp the bottom side. And the thing that makes that important in this game is not only the snowball nature of both Lucian potentially and Jhin having the advantage over the other, but there's an Infernal Drake first, which we haven't really talked about. So having that advantage is pretty important. Yeah, lots of wards going out. You see trinkets being used pretty much on cooldown. They want the vision. They want to know where the other guy is. And based off of everything that you can see that yourself and your team are doing with this bot lane, you have to assume the other guys are doing it as well. Lots of trading in this mid lane.
The Karma does have the blue buff, makes her a little bit more deadly at the moment.
Yeah, cooldown on her Q is going to be able to let her trade a little bit easier with this Cassio, who's got the Twin Fang spam. So she should be all right. And with the way that new Catalyst works, she'll be getting health returns every time she does cast a spell. So everything should kind of stay even in that lane.
That's a war down for Rutgers, unfortunately. Kanujin pops one back, clearing it out.
Yeah, Olaf spotted out.
Coming through on the ward, though. They do know he's there. Beautiful Korean actually also in the area as well, taking that romp.
So there it is. We see, just off of that trade alone, we see Echo and Riven have so many answers for one another that it's really hard to get a kill, and Echo might be able to get away.
Yeah, Flash comes out, manages to run out through the parallel convergence, and managed to run that through with the Z-Drive Resonance on his passive third hit. Manages to get through there. Korean going to clear out the ward while Jun is forced to back away. Managed to get control. Here comes Paleo, though. Oh, the deadly first misses. Here comes the curtain call. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. Not quite enough, and the culling is going to be enough to force him off there. Jun, though, gets the dodge, and uh-oh, this is awkward. Here comes the kick, and they mess it up. He picks him right.
Yeah, the early roam from the Cassio on that play notices, hey, something could go awry when we're trying to dive an Echo. I'm just going to go ahead and roam top. I'm going to push my lane out, go up there before this Karma can get there. Maybe I can get the advantage. Olaf, after the back of that, has to chase so far to catch this Riven, who is equally mobile as the Echo off the back of that failed dive attempt. Olaf gets the kill, but trades 1-for-1, and I think it's a little bit more important that the Cassio has that, especially in the matchup where it's going to be hard to kill this Karma.
Very true. Now, that being said, things going to push pretty quickly. Things equalizing a little bit around the map. Only a 900 gold lead here now for Rutgers. A little bit closer than it was a little bit earlier, and definitely not game ending by any means.
No, everything's still standard here. A 1K gold lead right now for Rutgers, but this it's only 11 minutes into the game. This is not groundbreaking. Everything is still surmountable. So standard lanes gonna go back to farming. Gonna see what kind of pressure the junglers can get, and Olaf on an invade gets some warding and some information, plus a mid gank on the Cassio.
Ragnarok gonna get blown. Shrew's gonna walk away from this one though. Oh, June forced to back away because he knows Beautiful Korean's coming for him on the Lee Sin.
Can they pull the dive off this time? No, it doesn't look like it. Beautiful Korean's just gonna go see what he can get from the jungle.
Indeed.
Yes, everything's slowing down now. I can talk about something that happened earlier. Where we saw the Thresh get the hook onto the Nami. Now, it wasn't followed up correctly by Strong Dog, who did miss his Deadly Flourish. But there was a little interaction where Thresh threw the box down, but didn't flay the Nami back into the box. Actually flayed, or into the center of the box, mind you, toward the Jhin. It was into the box and through the Ignite down that actually got the slow. As we see some trading in top.
Here's the knockup coming right through. Here comes the Chrono Break. Not going to save the Blade of the Exile for a little bit later. Going to be able to maybe potentially get that one for a little bit more. Got the ward. Q. Auto attack comes in. Boom, there it is. And he misses the blade. But gets the kill anyway, so I guess that works. Oh, the ward jump coming in behind Necrid now. Going to get the kick, and the Q comes in. Holy crap. Korean Knight moves to the left, to the right, shuffles it to the side, picks up the kill. But now Shrew in a little bit of trouble. Gonna have to blow the ghost as Ragnarok comes through. Can't be disabled, but he gets the damage coming through, and Fadawan can't afford to chase this one. But all of that off the back of a beautiful dodge from a Beautiful Korean. Straight forward to the right to the Q in past Olaf. Gorgeous play.
Oh man, that was something. Let's just say that. That was very reminiscent of something that maybe Insec or Dandy would pull off. Some crazy Lee Sin play. He hops to the ward, and he actually lands the Q, gets the tag on the Deadly Flourish coming in from Strong Dog, and actually gets onto the Nami past the tidal wave that he actually dodges to the right of. All of a sudden, Nami's dead. Lee Sin's free to open up and keep going on the enemy 80 carry. Yeah. That was very impressive.
That was gorgeous. I'm glad I stayed awake to see that, honestly, because I feel vindicated. Beautiful Korean though, standing in the red buff, going to pick that buff up for himself as he moves towards the red side, the upper side of his jungle, heading towards that Raptor camp. Jun is in the top lane, and everyone right now, Riven's gotten a bit more of a lead, 20 CS there-ish in the top lane. 2,500 gold, actually, more accurately, is the lead here now for Rutgers.
Yeah, Rutgers have once again a little bit of a lead, not completely and totally game-breaking, just at 2K, but they do have something. They have the advantages in the lanes, and as you can see here, Noob Killer plainly making that known.
Here comes the culling. Wave comes through, and Strong Dog takes a lot of damage, but he's gonna dodge the flay. Flash Lantern comes through, and it's not quite enough. He does manage to get the Lantern, but Beautiful Korean doesn't quite hit the Sonic Wave or the ready. Noob Killer is in the back line, gonna have to fight the Olaf here in the back, and that's gonna be the end of that. Blade of the Exile comes through, and Rekkry picks up the kill, and they're just falling one by one. 2 kills here for Rutgers.
Noob Killer did not expect Fadawan to be right there on the Olaf to get this this sort of a dive flank type teleport to go awry. All of a sudden, Noob Killer dies on the roam, and that's the worst feeling as a top laner that you can have, to try and go for the teleport play and get absolutely nothing and give what was your advantage to the other team.
Yeah, that's never a great feeling.
Yeah, it's really confusing why the Riven did that just then. To me, well, I mean, obviously they didn't have the vision to make especially such a deep dive play like that to happen. But the fact that Beautiful Korean couldn't just come in and kill the Lucian on the back of that, which he tries to do on the Olaf.
Prison comes through, and the Petrifying Gaze comes through as well. Fatal Advantage doesn't have the Ragnarok. It's slightly off cooldown. Doesn't quite manage to pick it up. Olaf is going to drop very quickly as the rest of Rutgers University piles into the mid lane.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
nice
kicks Veer out of the way. Curtain Call comes through. Korean shots. Gonna refund the Curtain Call there. Strong Dog can't keep that one going. Doesn't quite manage to get the insect there in the back line.
Yeah, dies for his flashy troubles, trying so much on the Lee Sin. And the Lucian, I really want to talk about this right now. The Lucian is the denial pick. The fact that he's 3-0 on this, he's going off now. The Jhin, it is strong, but it isn't mobile. And this Lucian can get in there at a moment's notice and do things that the Jhin has to do from, you know, miles away with the ultimate, with the deadly flourish. And if he doesn't get that, he's not actually as strong as the Lucian pick would be, especially seeing how many times Lucian's gonna dash in one fight.
Yeah, and that's gonna be right about that now. Shrew gonna go back to farming the mid lane. Once again, 2 kills up, 20 farm up as well. New killer dashes right into the time winder. Into the phase dive as well, but now Jhin doesn't have any escape moves. We're gonna be able to get the flash outside.
That was a good try. Good try on that ultimate. But all of a sudden the Karma TP's coming in. And there it is, Fadawan.
There it is. Noob Killer over the wall, manages to get away. Olaf doesn't have flash, can't chase. It was almost a very nice try of Noob Killer to try to predict the chrono break, but it just was not fast. Jhin would not have been fast enough to hit that one.
Yeah, Jhin, I think...
Hook lands on Avir, and that comes... Pull's going to take a ton of damage. Not going to be able to take it down as well, though.
Lee Sin's there.
Lee Sin's there, coming around the other side. That's going to be the Q. Not quite missing, and there's goes the Petrifying Gazing. The slow, perfect enough. The stun, not necessary. That's a double kill for Shrew. 4-0 on the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to take this turret. Lucian's here. He's got the culling. He's got the wave trimmed down. At this point, Strong Dog would have to use his ultimate if he wanted them to back off the turret, but that's still not going to be enough because there's no wave, and that's not going to come in anytime soon. So technically on the back of that, a double kill for a turret, you could argue that that's worth it.
Yeah, was not too bad there for either team, really.
So far, the map pressure in this game, you would think, based on how Rutgers have been playing recently in this tournament, that it would be for them. You know, they would have the advantages, but the standing gold is still up for them. They still have to get the turrets. So far, Paleo have been making them look like they're the superior ones here, that they're the ones in the winner's bracket for a reason.
Yeah, definitely the objective control coming out here for Paleo. Very strong, 2 turrets. But, that being said, we're starting the fights over the neutral objectives. It is the second dragon of the game. 20 minutes in, 8 seconds until that dragon spawns up at 1956. It's going to be interesting to see how the teams fight for it. They have teleports up for Jhin in the top lane. Teleport almost up for Noob Killer in the top lane as well, but not quite done just yet.
I want to talk about something for a second. This Cassiopeia has 2 Rylai's Crystal Scepters.
I mean, it's not as bad as the quadruple Magi's build we saw earlier, but
okay. So we're getting to somewhere like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Beautiful Korean's gonna pick it up. That's gonna be Jin's gonna be in the backside though, caught up by Lucian, which means that curtain call is gonna cancel early. The hook doesn't quite land. Shrew's trying to do what he can, does not have the ultimate up, and it's gonna be a lot of damage. Apples are gonna fall fast enough. Shrew gonna get hit up by the bubble. It's not going to be enough to do this one. Shutdown onto Lucian for Beautiful Korean. Riven here as well, though. Fadawan's going to be around the corner. Here comes Riven, though. Blade of this. Oh, comes out. There it is. Not quite enough. Doesn't manage to get it through the shield. And they can't continue to chase this one just yet. 2 for 1 for right now in favor of Paleo right off the back of that trade.
And immediately you see the Casio selling the Raleig's Crystal Scepter. Actually ended up getting the Archangel Staff. Seraph's Embrace not completed yet. Did have the extra health for that fight, but it still didn't look like it was enough. Olaf gets into the back line, and Lucian was there for some weird flank. Now Lee Sin did kick him out, but I think if Lucian had been on the right side of that fight instead of doing some weird flank, that could have gone a lot better, and you could have had more kills. Is basically what I'm trying to say on the side of Paleo Tundra. I'm just so confused at the entry from that Lucian going onto the backside. Maybe he was trying to get the Lee Sin, who was low on the tail end of that fight.
Yeah, that fight could have gone a lot worse, like you said. Paleo Gaming managing to pick it up. The slight misplay from Mekray gets him on the opposite side and alone. They do manage to pick the 2 for 1 trade. Definitely in favor of them for now, as they actually push ahead to a 300 gold lead.
Yeah, well, earlier they were really, before that fight, they were only about 100 gold off from having a lead. It was like 30. It was like 30,000 to 30.6 thousand to like 30.7 thousand at some point, right before that fight. So they haven't been too far off. And now superior map play. Once again, I talked about it. Rutgers looked like they had it in game 1, but now it is completely in the hands of Paleo.
Yeah, beautiful Korean and Apples in the top lane. Going to try and push down that tower. Do have a little bit of time as well before the enemy team does react. Both bot laners from Paleo are on the bot side still. But everyone chooses to back right off Noob Killer. Just going to dodge out of that one. Going to walk up and take the tower as hopefully best he can. But actually takes a little bit too much time. Has to back away with the threat of Fadawan coming up to stop him.
Paleo are keeping everything standard. Like Lucian and Nami were just in the bot lane again. And Karma's in mid. They have these advantages innate from the way that their lanes are going and the way that they're moving around the map.
Tundra taking way too much damage off the back of that finish. Shrew's going to take a lot as well. Going to fall very easily. Korean is stuck in the back line. Gets bubbled in midfield, but that is Noob Killer in the back. There's the shot number 1. There's shot number 2. Shot number 3, not quite. Shot number 4 doesn't quite land, but a double kill for Noob Killer in the back line.
Noob Killer was so easily able to get onto that Lucian. There was no peel. If the Nami would have walked up and tried to body block, that just would have been an extra kill for the Riven. It didn't matter too much that Nami was even there. And the exhaust didn't go down. I don't even remember if it was up for that fight, but the fact that Nami was not able to exhaust the Riven means that the Lucian wasn't able to get away. They get 3 kills. They trade 1 on to beautiful Korean, who wasn't able to get a good kick in that fight. But if fights go similar to how they just went, and they can actually get all of their ultimates and get the priorities like they did just then this game should be, for now at least, based on, you know, the damage that Lee Sin can output, it should be in their favor.
Very true. We'll see if Rutgers can continue pushing these advantages as they move through the map. Dragon up in a minute 45 as they push the bot lane turret out. One of the others they haven't taken yet. Taken the mid one first, actually, before any of the other 2 outer turrets. It's a bit strange.
Yeah, I mean, they take the middle, right? Now, the thing about having the middle turret, that it's a little bit more important because you have better warding opportunities in jungle entrances, because the further away the jungle entrance is from mid lane, the less important it is as far as vision control is concerned. You want to have it directly in the middle, centralize around the middle, so you can run it down the middle whenever you want to fight, or whenever you feel like you have the numbers advantage. TPing access is just so much easier from warding around mid lane for fights that are more commonly in the mid lane.
Yep, Noob Killer going to finally take that outer turret down as well. Not particularly much on that turret left regardless. Wow, that's a lot of damage on that Riven. Takes down Krugs like they were child's play.
Well, those Krugs haven't been cleared in a while, so.
Yep.
They don't actively level up like Dragon does, Well, Dragon used to. I'm pretty sure Dragon no longer levels up in combat.
In the meantime, though, Jun has double armor items, Iceborne Gauntlet, and Sunfire Cape, trying to do what he can in that top lane against Nuclear and the rest of the team. Beautiful Korean and Jin also massive sources of AP damage. But that Dragon is up 15 seconds on the clock. Both teams posturing around it as they move into the river to try and secure vision control.
Olaf would like it because the movement speed, the movement creep.
Uh-oh.
Paired with
Oh
Karma.
my god, he is so fast. There's the Karma. Shrew can't get any disables on him until that Ragnarok wears out. There it is! What did Shrew
beautiful
turn around?
Korean.
Oh, there's the there is the Petrifying Gaze. Shot number 1's going to land. Shot number 2, shot number 3, not quite. And they're all on the face now. Deadly First isn't going to land, but Outpost and the rest of Rutgers are going to back away in the meantime. Don't lose anybody for anybody, but they do manage to blow a couple of ults and a ghost there as well.
Yeah, Cassio and Lee Sin both had to hold those ultimates to maybe counter engage, maybe lock down this Olaf until after Ragnarok was wearing off. Now, what I wanted to say about the Cloud Drake was that it would be really good for Olaf and Karma to speed up, get into that backline a lot faster, and that was a really good example. Had Olaf been able to get onto Cassio a bit more, they could have killed her actually on that play. And Short Dog, good flash. That's all I'm gonna say.
Strong Dog pulling up a little short there. Not actually his name, but hey, you know what? Meteos is a bit weird like that. Strong Dog going to face checks the bush into an Olaf. Never a thing you want to find as a Jin. Absolutely not.
You don't want to face check as a Jin. He's got no mobility, and he's got kind of a snare, but doesn't
flash
matter.
Burn from Jun there. Blue team picks up the dragon, kicks Fadawan out of the pit so he can't get the smite.
Play. You got to kick him away. Now he's not in smite range. The stun at the end of the knockback keeps Olaf from walking back into range. Now you can pick it up, easy peasy.
Oh man.
Olaf would have liked that Cloud Drake, but just doesn't. Lee Sin, the beautiful Korean, has not smiled down upon that Cloud Drake for this Olaf.
And speaking of beautiful Korean, him and Rutgers once again displaying that mastery. They have all 3 dragons right now. All the neutral objectives they've been securing have been on the side of Rutgers University. Once again, just like Game 1, taking all of the dragons, building their win conditions, kind of like puzzles, stacking them up as they go.
Yeah, they've got what I think it's Infernal, Cloud, and Ocean Drake at this point, which is they're trying to make Captain Planet, I would say, with the amount of their Drakes being combined. With their powers combined, they can make Elder Dragon and deal a lot of true damage.
Oh, they're getting it started right now. They know they're going to take the Baron. Wards come down. Everyone knows that Nuclear in the bot lane, split pushing that one away. Teleport and flash available for him.
Yeah, this is what they want to do. They want to have Nuclear in the bot lane splitting. He has a little bit of an edge on this matchup with the sheer amount of armor penetration he has. And now Echo's got this tank build. He doesn't have a lot of damage. If Riven can build this Ravenous Hydra, she's going to have a lot better of a time sustaining against this Echo, and he's not going to be able to kill her.
Yeah, definitely a weird looking proposition. Nuclear going to dash away, not lose any really HP to the tower because of that shield.
Yeah, Riven's mobility keeps her from taking pretty much any damage on the tower, and they just want to keep baiting around Baron. They don't have superior vision at the moment to do so, but they want the split. They want the Baron control. They have the better matchup. They can do that and be A-okay, maybe get a turret if they decide to back off. But Paleo, they don't look like they're playing that game.
Yep, they're trying to go for sure here. Ghost comes through. Spooky Ghost is coming as well. A little bit of the slows coming through, and she's going to be able to get the Petrifying Gaze onto Necrit. The hook lands onto Evier, though, and they're going to have to fight this one. Rickery going to play straight through. Oh my god! One more time, the Jin instantly deletes someone off the map. Shrew is going to fall, but they lose Necrit for it as well. Duskblade comes in. Here comes the hook onto Evier. Lots of damage going through, but the Karma Shield is there for it. Beautiful Korean has a lot of damage to deal, but that's going to be one more for the Jin. Lucian across the side going to pick up Beautiful Korean. That's not going to be a good time for anybody. They don't manage to finish it off. But there comes Riven coming around the other side. They have to run. Olaf gets Here it comes. Lucian. Oh, the deadly flourish lands again, and Strong Dog's going to pick that one up. And now Fadawan's in a lot of trouble. 4 for 3. Riven joins the 4 for 2. Riven joins the fray, and Rutgers University comes out quite ahead.
Riven got the bot turret on that play as well. So everything that could have gone right for Rutgers went right there. The only thing is they did lose Beautiful Korean. They did lose Shrew. So they trade 2 for 3 or 2 for 4 overall. But let's just make that 2 for 5 real quick.
All right, well, and June gets stunned up in the corner. Hook comes out as well. Has to chrono break around. Does manage to dash away. But they blew another ultimate basically for free with the hook there. But they also take out Necrid for part 2, really.
Yeah, he dies at the beginning of the fight, dies at the end of the fight. I mean, you can't call that an ace, but you can call it 5 kills for sure.
All right, and that's what we're going to be having here. It's not going to be too great, but very close. Shrew, Noob Killer, and Beautiful Korean does a lot of damage. Here comes Noob Killer, though, in the back line. Misses. Those blades have been a little strange recently. Ivier is going to take a crud ton of damage, though. Shrew can't do much here. Here comes the curtain call. Kicks in right in, but it's going to miss the first shot. Second shot going out. Jun runs right into it. The fourth shot's not going to hit anything. Shrew manages to get picked off. Jun with the kill coming through. Diving right over the corner. Might be able to pick up Korean here. Just out of range of the dash, but that is pressure on the mid lane they're going to have coming into this one.
Yeah, they want to zone them off the mid turret so they can get the objectives off the back of this. They want as much as they can get. They're trying for 2, but those Baron minions, they do not die fast enough. There's no Jhin ultimate, so you don't have to worry about the long range catch potential coming in, but they try to dive.
There comes the hook onto Jhin. It's a lot of damage coming through, but not quite yet. Dive comes through, not quite strong enough, and they do manage to get the tower to safety by forcing away Paleo Gaming.
Yeah, they overcommit just a little bit. Nobody ends up dying, so everything's a-okay. But they wanted so badly to get both of those turrets, and Rutgers, they knew. They said, we've got the Baron. We're only zoned off of 1 turret. That's minimal loss based on the play that just happened. And speaking of the play, like, Riven wants to get on Lucian, and the fact that Lucian has Phantom Dancer, which is damage reduction, oh my god.
Boy. Well, that is a very, very dead karma. Deadly floor. Dragon's Rage into the stun, into Deadly Flourish means that you just do not go anywhere. And now they've got a Baron power play. Fadawan Founch and Ivier dead for another 40 seconds.
This possibly an inhibitor off the back of that. There
comes the curtain call. Shots on direct ray. That's going to be 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot. Not quite going to land, but Necrid forced to back away. Not going to be able to make it out of this one. Double kill. That's an ace coming in here for Rutgers University, and they're going to try and end the game right here.
And when it rains, it pours right now for Paleo. Rutgers being the ones that are making it rain. They're throwing out the money. They're throwing out the cash. They got the gold to do it, and they're going to end the game and get 50 extra gold from that Nexus kill.
Yeah, and that's going to bring us right again to our second best of 3. That's going to takes us out of the loser's bracket where Paleo Gaming only had to win 1 game to crunch this one down. But that's going to be Rutgers University taking it in a 2-0 sweep, which brings us to the double elimination second best of 3. Both of these teams will compete once more in another best of 3 series for the true title of Grand Finalist and the winner of our local Legends tournament. We'll be right back with those games in just a moment.